In this video, we'll go over the settings that are required to configure the Automated RMAs and Returns app. So after installing the app, you'll want to head over to the settings section. In the General tab, you'll see some iframe code. This is what you'll want to paste into your returns page on Shopify, but we'll come back to this later once we get everything else set up. The next section is where you'll enter the return policies. Use these check marks to enable or disable them as you wish. Unchecking it will disable the policy. So let's start filling these out. We'll go with the typical 30-day return policy here. This is currently measured from the time your customer orders. And after that, we can enter some text that describes the return policy a bit. So for refunds, let's do something like select the items you'd like to return and a label will be generated for you. A refund will be issued as soon as we receive the item. And then on to return reasons. You can enter one or more common return reasons. In our case, for let's say clothing, we will enter things like wrong size, incorrect item, did not like, and other. And in the return status options, these values are used to keep track of where in the process return items are. So you can actually use these statuses to also trigger emails to your customers. I like adding received item, refunded, exchanged, and credited. In the next tab, we have the email settings. Here you will enter the email address you would like your return notification sent to. So each time a return is initiated by a customer, you'll receive an email alert to this particular email. And at the end of the return process, your customer will also be emailed a copy of their return instructions along with their RMA form and shipping label. And it'll show up from this address here that you enter in. On the last screen of the return process, your customers will get a final set of instructions with their prepaid shipping label and RMA form. So this is where you want to instruct them on how to complete the process. Here's some example text that we'll put in. Basically, it's telling the customer to place the prepaid shipping label on the original shipping box and also include the RMA form with the return. And there's also instructions that detail for those who want to use their own shipping carriers where to send their returns at, an address to where they send their returns at. In the return status options, you can enter a message that will go out to your customer each time they update a return status. So you can leave it blank if you don't want anything sent out. In this case, we'll just add a message to the received return status so that the customer knows their item has made it to our warehouse. In the shipping tab, you'll need to fill in the address that you want your return to be sent to. So be sure to fill out the address as well as the phone number. USPS requires the phone number, but it won't be displayed to your customer, so you don't really need to worry about it too much. We just have a valid phone number in there so we can generate the proper labels. Next, you'll need to open up an Easypost account. There are no monthly fees associated with this account. You only pay for the postage that is generated. So just head over to easypost.com and sign up for an account. To print valid labels, you will need to fund your account, so be sure to hook up a credit card and make sure that there's a balance. Once you got that going, you can reveal the API key and paste it into the API key field. Since we're doing this for demo purposes, we're going to use the test API key. It won't print out valid shipping labels, so if you're going to use a test API key, be sure to switch it out to the production API key when you're ready to go live. Our app generates the appropriate shipping labels based on your product shipping weights in Shopify and box sizes that you enter here. Enter the dimensions of the shipping boxes that you use. So now that you've got everything configured, you'll want to go back and head to the general settings and copy this iframe code Then head over to your Shopify online store, click Pages, and add a new page. You'll want to name the page something like Returns or Hassle-Free Returns. Then make sure you click this Show HTML button and paste your code right in. You can add text above or below the iframe to provide more information if you'd like. And hit save and you should be good to go. Be sure to test a few returns to make sure everything's working properly. And in the next section, we'll go over a few ways of how to use this app.